My new battery came today. There's been a little bit of discussion going online forum, but about the different batteries we use with all the different implements and attachments and accessories we put in these buggies. So anyway, it was time for a new battery for me, and I was on the verge of buying the high dollar battery that's out there, the AGM battery, and the word is that you want to go with an AGM battery. It's a no maintenance type battery, and somebody popped in and had found one at Battery Mart that actually had more cold cranking amps. It was the right dimensions for my 2011 Ranger, so I went with it. It was about $60 cheaper, so I figured if it lasts me a couple of years and I saved 60 bucks, it was probably worth my while. So FedEx just dropped it off. It's 8:15 on a Saturday night, and they just dropped it off about 20 minutes ago. They were right on the money here. So I'm going to open this up and give a little open box video of what exactly I got for my $86 or $85 I spent on this. The battery I bought is an MTX-30L AGM maintenance-free battery. Here we go out of the box. Lots of packing material. My understanding is that these AGMs can sit in a lot of different configurations and not have a concern of spilling because there are no service spot ports for it. But this one is laying on its side. It says this side up, and it was laying on its side. So let's see what goes with that. Here it is. It's a Mega Crank, high performance MTX-30L. I believe, if I recall, it was 420 cold cranking amps, I believe. Yep, 420 cold cranking amps. And comes with a little bit of description and paperwork there. But first thing I'm going to do, if I can get it out of the box, boy, that sucker's heavy. 24 pounds, I think the packing list said. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on my charger overnight, only for the sake of, it says they're drop-in ready. You open the box, put it in, and go. But there's no sense in doing that. It's late in the evening, and I'm not going to be using it tonight or anytime quick soon tomorrow. So I'm going to go with putting it on a trickle charger overnight. I'm going to let it sit right here in the back of my Ranger and do this. And grab my stuff here real quick. I really do like these trickle chargers because of the accessories that come with them. I've got the other adapter wired up to the current battery that's in it, still in it under the hood. I'm not going to take it out until I'm ready to drop this in. But these quick disconnects for these battery chargers are the bomb. So anyway, this thing is ready to be plugged in and set to charge. That's all there is to it. So I'll come back tomorrow and see where we're at, and I'll check it with a meter and see what kind of voltage we've got in it. I'm going to go ahead and check and see what the voltage on this thing is before I charge it. I shut that off, the video off a minute ago, and then it dawned on me I should check it before and after just to see what it's like right out of the box. So let me get set up here and let's see what kind of voltage it shows. 12.75. Easy enough to remember. Now we'll go back with our charger, trickle charge. We'll let it go overnight. I'm going duck hunting in the morning, so it's going to have to wait till about noon. Okay, it's the next day. This thing's been on this battery tender for about 20, 21 hours. I checked that voltage last night before I went in, and out of the box that voltage read 12.75, I think it was. So I'm going to check it again. It's been on that battery tender all this time, and let's see what we've got here. 1306. So it did put a little extra on there, but not much. No big deal. I think it was fully charged, and so now it's time to get the install underway. Okay, here's my original battery. Now this battery is 4 years old and it's lasted and it's still going, but I got to put it on the charger every night after I use it, or trickle charge anyway. And so it's time. Its life expectancy is lived. It's a Polaris brand original battery in my 2011, so it's at least 4 years old. Anyway, I'm replacing it now, and I don't know, you guys may cringe at the number of wires and connections I've got on each post, rather than running a Blue Sea terminal block or something like that. And I may do that one of these days, but it's not very high up on my project list right now. So nonetheless, I got contactors for my winch and contactor for my snowplow control. I got a lot of probably extra wire in there that someday could be dealt with, but it ain't going to be today. So with that, we're going to go ahead and pull this battery out. Give you a quick shot here. These two batteries side by side, visually they look to be the same size. If anything, that Mega Crank, visually it looks like it's a little bit shorter, but I think the dimension says it was the same size. So that's a side by side comparison, old to new battery. Okay, before I drop that in there, Just happened to look down in there and I see a bunch of moisture. Don't know exactly what all that is, but it looks wet and it looks like it might have a gel to it. So I'm gonna have to get some paper towels or something and rag it, clean that all out. So I'm gonna cut the video and clean that up, and I'll come back to here. Okay, the bottom of that tray, I had to clean it out with some paper towels. It was just moisture, and that might have been because I topped off the fluid cells on that old battery several times over the last few months, just because it appeared to be low, and in doing so I may have spilled some down the side. Not using the tidiest of techniques for that, but I got a new system on that, but I don't need it because this battery is maintenance free. Anyway, I did drop it in. It had a little bit of slop play back and forth, so you can see I just stuck some wood shim pieces down in the end on this side, and then also down inside here, and that seems to have tightened everything up quite well. So I'm going to go ahead and finish hooking this thing up, and we'll see how it cranks the first time. Now you may have been aware of a previous thread on the cranking issue on some of these machines, and it's still undetermined as to what the causes may be, but it usually resorts back to the battery. So what I think I'm going to find on this is besides the fact that my screws are probably too freaking short. Oh well. Let's see if the old battery threads into the same hole. Hey, look at there, it does. Now the question is, it goes probably too deep. However, they have a spacer on these. So let me see if I can split the difference on them. Oh, definitely. So the terminals on this battery are threaded. The old battery had that little slot in there where they slide a nut in, a square nut, I believe, and the terminal screw tightens down to that nut. These, however, are threaded, so I need to grab one of these spacers. Make sure I didn't miss any wires on that positive side. Don't think I did. And I don't have it down tight yet. But I'm pretty close there. Okay, there's one. I just let one of those eyelets touch that negative side, and I heard it click in there. Must have been a contactor or something engaged. Let me get that star washer off here. a spacer on that one, damn it. I believe these spacers came with these in the event that you use the side post terminal, but on my application I don't need that side post. But I definitely have to have a spacer, because if I don't, it's going to bottom out into the battery, and that's going to be a problem down the road, because you either can't get it tight enough or you over tighten it and it penetrates the battery cell. Oh, that's much better. Oh, I like that a lot. Now, all right, moment of truth. One quick check. No unaccounted for wires on that side. And everything looks good on that side. So, let's see if she cranks. Now before it hesitated, what I was talking about before is that undecided thing was, there was a hesitation. It would start to crank, and a hesitation, then it would crank over, and sometimes it would start, sometimes it would. Let's see how this one does. My voltmeter in here says 12.8. Wow, what a difference. Okay, that's an immediate improvement over that old battery. I think that's what it was, just an old battery. It's lived its life, and it was time for a change. And what I didn't want to have happen is, we've had one snow so far this year, but it melted away in a couple of days, 4 inches, and then the ground wasn't froze. So anyway, I plowed it, but it was more slush than it was snow. But what I didn't want to have is get my boss plow on there and get the plowing on a good snow for a customer or something, and have an issue with my electrical because my battery drained out, wouldn't keep up. So that's the reason I put the new battery in. Had I went with the other top name brand, I probably would have been just as happy. But like I said, this one saved me $60, I believe it was. So with that, I think I'm done on this project, and everything is tight, good, we're ready to go. A new life begins. It's November 29th. So we just had Thanksgiving the other day in 2015, and we'll see how long this battery lasts.